All right. I've done all the troubleshooting. I have prepped notes. I created the YouTube channel a month ago. Actually, 2 months ago at this point. And because of stage fright and nerves, it's taken me this long, but here I am. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Good Faith, or the At is Good Faith Talks. My name is Tyler. I am the creator of this channel, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. So, I wanted to just do a little introduction video on who I am, what God has been calling me to over the past couple of months, some of the crazy decisions that I've made for my family, and where I'm gonna see, I'll just see what God does with this. So, who am I? My name is Tyler. I am a Christian. I was born and raised in a Christian household, but I wouldn't say that my faith really got serious honestly until the last couple of years. Um, I grew up doing the youth groups, Awana, Bible quizzing, Sunday church, everything. And it was awesome. It was an amazing life. It was an amazing upbringing, and I could not be more grateful for my mom and dad, who have been just incredible examples and leaders, and I love them, my whole family. And then I got married to my beautiful wife in June of 2020, and we bought a house, and we got pregnant real quick. We got married in June. I think we found out we were pregnant in August, so didn't waste any time. And it really pushed me, and it really challenged me. Um, I thought I knew what I believed. I thought I was solid um, in my trust in the Lord, and just through honestly the challenges of a fresh marriage, of being a house or a homeowner. I just graduated college and started my full time career. I, I mean, between everything and finding out we were pregnant, I kind of took a spiral. I became very selfish. At that point, I was pursuing streaming. I was trying to stream Apex Legends, which is a huge hobby of mine. I loved the game. I still like the game, but it's kind of gone downhill. That's for another time. Um, I was trying to stream full time, or not full time, but outside of my full time hours, while also trying to put time into my marriage, make sure the house was taken care of, and prep for becoming a dad. And I did a terrible job. Um, I I constantly put my stream above everything. I would Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays, if I could, I would go to work 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and I would get back and I'd stream 7 o'clock to 10 or 7 to 11. So my wife's and I relationship really went downhill during that time. Um, and when my daughter came, um, I kind of just doubled down. To be honest, I told her this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I have to put time into this. I have to put energy, and it really took a toll on us, because it was not only was I failing her, but I was failing my daughter, because I wasn't prioritizing them. I wasn't putting them first, and that's what, as a father, I'm called to do. I'm called to put their needs above mine, and I didn't. And I can honestly say, sadly, it took. My daughter was born in April, and it took up until almost November of that year for me to stop streaming, and for me to realize that I've been failing as a man, I've been failing as a father, I've been failing as a godly leader, because I had this dream, I had this goal, and I decided that that goal was more important than my wife and kids. And I just had a wake up call where my family was asking me about it, my friends were asking me about it, just asking how I was doing, and I would always tell them, like, like, trying really hard, I hope this works, and I'm putting in all this energy and effort. And I just remember they would ask me, like, what is it like to be a dad? And I never understood the question, because I didn't understand, like, the weight of it at that time. While I was streaming, I cared so much about the success of that I did not care about the success of being a father. And um, that really hurt my wife and that really hurt my daughter. And that, I mean, it was just wrong. There's no other way of putting it. So, um, after struggling with that for a while, I I prayed about it a lot. I seeked the guidance and counsel of some of the godly men that the Lord has put in my life, and I I felt peace and closure on completely ending the stream, on realizing that um, this is doing nothing but hurting my life. This is hurting my mental health. This is hurting my wife's relationship. This is hurting my daughter's relationship. This is it's taken over my mind. It's the only thing I think about, and this is just unhealthy. And so my wife and I sat down and prayed about it, and we decided, yes, this needs to end. Now, this sounds like I was maybe a somewhat decent streamer. I was getting there. Um, I was probably delusional a little bit because I was at like a solid like 34 subscribers on YouTube. I think was the highest number I got was 34 subscribers on YouTube, and I don't even think I ever hit 100 on Twitch. I'm pretty sure I got to like 91 followers, and then it just tapered off. And TikTok I got to like 500. I was nothing, and the fact that I was putting that above my family was obnoxious. Um, so come um, when would that have been? Come February, I believe. We found out we were pregnant with our second, and I knew it was a, a gift. We weren't trying, but we found out we were pregnant, and I just realized I need to take this 100% serious. This needs all of my time. This needs all of my energy. This needs all of my attention. I got to do whatever I can for these kids. So we ditched streaming. I tried to stop playing video games so much, and I tried to just, you know what? I realized I want to do is spend time with my kids and my wife. I want to just be there for them no matter what. And um that translated in my brain at the time to I need to work as hard as possible to make as much money as possible so that I can try to retire early so I can enjoy all my time with them. Now, like hearing it out loud now, it sounds ridiculous because it is ridiculous. Like I should have just thrown all of my love and attention at them. And instead, I completely drowned myself in work, and I was trying to figure out how I can just make the most money possible. Is it going to be applying for new jobs? Is it going to be something on the side? Like, what do I need to do? So I started like flipping shoes. I started going to the thrift store and flipping clothing items. I looked into drop shipping, which seemed obnoxious and risky, so I didn't do that because probably don't. It seems like a bad idea. But yeah, I tried all these things, and it just wasn't happening, you know. And I got the most depressed I've ever been was just pursuing the money. Um, my relationship with my wife declined. I continued just to struggle as a dad, just trying to be there and trying to be supportive, but with just being consumed by trying to find money and success. Really, I I just didn't have time. Or I didn't. I shouldn't say I didn't have time. I had time. I didn't prioritize them. Again, I made the same mistake with streaming. I just decided to prioritize success and money, thinking that this will allow me to have time with them. I think that is one of the devil's greatest lies, is the thought that the more money you make, the more freedom that you'll have to spend time with your family. That's true in super, super minuscule scenarios. I don't even know if that makes sense, minuscule scenarios, but I think you get what I mean. 99% of that time, it's not true. There's the 1%, I think, who, yeah, like they might be, like my brother, for example, is a super hardworking man, has an awesome wife and a beautiful daughter and another kid on the way. And um, he's very successful in what he does, and he gets to just spend time with them. And it's really sweet. And he still works crazy hard. And he's a huge inspiration to me. But he has that life where he's able to take some more time off to spend time with his daughter, spend time with his wife, to go on dates, to enjoy his family. And I saw that and I wanted that. And I let that consume me. And I think the devil used that desire, even if it had good intentions, and twisted it into doing the exact opposite of what I was trying to do. I wanted to spend time with my family. And by trying to get myself to the point of being able to do that, I had no time to spend with my family. And that was awful. So, um, yeah, wow. You know what? This needs to be like a bigger video, I guess, essentially, because this is supposed to be the introduction, and I'm going to have to really filter through this and figure out what I want to post in the intro and what I don't. So yeah. Anyways, grew up Christian. All right. Currently Christian. I had a little stint where I completely abandoned the faith and just left it because I got freaked out by a Bible verse. That'll be another story where I'll dig into that. Um, yeah, and so my current beliefs are, I believe Jesus was a real man and God, and I believe that he was sent by God to come show us what it is like to live a perfect life, to give us, I guess, like, lead by example is kind of the best way of putting it, and to die and to take our sins for us. I believe that the only way to be saved is through Jesus, and that's the only thing you need. It is not faith through works. Works will not get you saved. I think the Bible is very clear about that. I believe free will is true. I actually believe that free will and predestination are true, and it's just a matter of perspective. My apologetics teacher told me that he said the question is often, is it free will or predestination? And he said it really should be, it's free will and predestination. It's essentially free will from our point of view, that we have the free will to follow God or not follow God. And the Lord from the outside, God from the outside, outside of time and space and everything, is able to look down and kind of see. The only way I can describe it, that my human brain can comprehend it, is essentially like it's a spider web, and he can kind of see the different paths. We still choose those paths, but he can kind of see them as they're happening. So it may sound like, well, no, then that is just predestination, but I don't think it is. I think there is, the best way of putting it is, I think there is a limit to our logic and reason, as much as that's frustrating to think about. I believe there is, especially if there is a higher God. If there is a God that he made us below him, that means that there is going to be a limit to us compared to him. So, anyways, that's the best way I can describe it, is I believe free will and predestination. I believe the Bible for what the Bible says. I do think there are a lot of things that are taken largely out of context in the Bible that is extremely sad to see. But we'll get more into that kind of as this channel progresses and as these videos come out. Currently, I have been, over the last 4 years, actually, hold on, let's do this. That will allow me to see in the video or in the audio where to cut, so I know this is part 2. Currently, I guess I shouldn't say currently. I have been working in IT for the past 4.5 years. And it was a great career. Out of college, it allowed me to pay for a house and to keep that house during COVID and all the craziness of that. And about 3 years in, I started getting severely depressed with my job. It was just every day I felt I had no purpose in life. There was nothing that I was working towards. I wasn't helping people. I wasn't improving people's lives. I basically was just working every day for a paycheck. And I'm someone who I'm driven by purpose. I'm not driven by money. I'm finding out. I was driven by money. I'm realizing now that my sole purpose in life is to essentially further God. And I think it best sums up, and you'll probably see this all over, because this has really quickly become my favorite quote. It's a quote by C.S. Lewis, and the quote is, "My prayer is that when I die, all of hell rejoices that I am no longer in the fight." And once I read that quote, also, I'm a massive C.S. Lewis fan. I'm going through his whole collection right now. I think he's a brilliant man. And yeah, when I read that quote, it just really hit me because I was like, man, what would it be like to live life like that? Like, my sole prayer in life, my sole purpose essentially is to further the kingdom, so much so that when I am no longer on this earth, all of hell is rejoicing that I'm out of the fight because I was on fire for the Lord. So, um, yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I hit this point in my career of I needed a purpose. Um, I was praying about it, and I all of a sudden had this overwhelming sense of clarity that I just need to do something drastic. I need to get out of my job, and I need to just pursue God, whatever that may be. And I've always been incredibly passionate about making videos, the quality of the videos, the aesthetic, just getting content out. I've always been really, really drawn to this. And I've tried it in the past, but I think always in the past, my intention and drive behind it was to become very successful and make a lot of money. And I think now, with the kind of like not personality shift, but like perspective shift, and drive shift, I would say. Um, Now it's just that I really want to just talk to people and help people. I want to talk about challenging topics and challenging ideas, and I want this channel ultimately to bring God glory, no matter what that looks like, no matter what He decides to do with it. I want this channel to bring glory to God. That's it, plain and simple. So that's why I'm currently doing this. I think ultimately what I am working towards is I want this channel to encourage people. I want this channel to feel like a place where people can come to just talk, to realize that they're not going to be judged no matter where they're coming from in life, that we as Christians and as followers of Christ are called simply for one thing and one thing only, and that is to show the love of Christ to everyone we come in contact with. It doesn't matter anything about the person. Our only thing is to show them the love of Christ. So that's what I want this channel to essentially do. I want everyone to come here to feel the love of Christ. And that's it. Um, yeah, I just think I'm trying to think about how long I want this video to be because originally this was going to be just a little 5-minute introduction, but I'm pretty sure I've been doing this for a solid like 20 minutes or so. Um, yeah, I want everyone to click on my videos, and I never want my videos to come across ever as being judgmental, as being hateful, as being close-minded. I mean, literally the opposite. This channel is called Good Faith. Good faith genuinely means essentially, I don't know the actual description. I don't know if there's an actual definition of good faith, but what it communicates to me, what it means to me, is that I will try my best in every conversation, in every facet of life, to um, to look at it with an open mind, to genuinely hear the other person out, to hear the other idea out, and to take that idea seriously. I will never shut people down and not hear their ideas. I think it is incredibly sad that so many conversations nowadays are just people yelling at each other, talking over each other, and that there's no actual, I mean there are genuine conversations, but they're few and far between. And that's what I crave and desire. I think everyone just wants to be heard and taken seriously. And it doesn't matter where they're coming from, it doesn't matter what they've done, it doesn't matter where they're going. They want to essentially just know that they're cared about, that they're an individual, that they're loved, they're appreciated, they're cared for, they're heard. The list goes on and on and on. And that's exactly what I want this to be. So, this channel, moving forward, there will be topics that I probably won't touch on or talk about as much. However, there are going to be a lot of topics that I really want to talk about because I feel very passionate about them, and I feel very sad about the message that the church has put out in a lot of cases. I'm not saying all cases, so I'm not coming after like Christianity as a whole whatsoever. But I do think that there's a lot of twisting and there's a lot of um, just maybe it's just purely misunderstanding from the church on some things. And I also recognize that I'm just one single man who has his convictions, who's following the Lord. So I can't say that I'm right and the hundreds of thousands of people in the church and from different denominations and everything are wrong. I'm not saying that. But what this is going to be essentially is my completely unfiltered, just raw thoughts on certain topics that I feel that the church and that a lot of media and Christianity has just gotten completely wrong and off the marker. And I will do my best to provide biblical context for my conversations, to provide biblical support, and to make sure that the verses that I pull are contextually accurate. That I'm not taking a verse, no, I'm not taking a verse out of context and just twisting it to make it say what I want it to say, because that's wrong. That's blasphemous. I want the verses that I reference. I will do my due diligence in researching and studying and making sure that when I'm referencing this verse, that contextually it does back up what I'm saying. And if it doesn't, please tell me in the comments. Please call me out on it, because I don't want to um, I don't want to manipulate anyone, and I definitely don't want people to have their minds changed based off of a falsehood, based off of an incorrect reading of the Bible. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done this way, way, way longer than I was hoping for. This is going to take me a hot minute to sift through, to listen through, to cut up what I want to be the introduction. I think I'm going to leave a few things in. I'll take a few things out and maybe make them shorts or whatever it is. You know what though? Let me go. Let me wrap it up here. All right. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching through to the end if you did. Um, I'm going to do the cliche thing. If you liked the video, drop a like so it comes up more. If you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be cool videos coming out on here. I'm excited. I'm going to try to keep up. I'm going to be starting college in a month. So I'm going to be busy, but I'm going to do my best to keep these up, to keep the quality up, to keep the conversations going. And I think there's going to be really cool stuff to come of this. I'm very excited to see what God has in store, and I'm just here along for the ride and following his guide. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.